There's something really human and tragic about Jesus that we really focus on in this season of Lent, and this is one of those examples. We'll be in John chapter 19. This is, of course, after Jesus has been arrested and has been beaten and slapped and given a mocking purple robe and a mocking crown of thorns. And Pilate, the leader of the time, said, I don't want anything to do with this. These people want me to kill him. The best I'm going to do is hurt him, beat him so that it's physically apparent that he has suffered, and then maybe that will appease these people and give them some sense of justice being carried out. And so this is John 19:4. Once more, Pilate came out and said to the Jews gathered there, this large crowd, this mob of offended religious leaders and people, he said to them, look, I am bringing him out to you to let you know that I find no basis for a charge against him. When Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, Pilate said to them, here is the man. And that's the word of the Lord. I want to focus on the word him. Look at this. Look, I am bringing him out to you to let you know that I find no basis for a charge. When we talk about him, we're talking about Jesus, but we need to remember the condition that divine human Jesus is in at this point for our sake. Fully God, he's put on human flesh that has the capacity to be hurt and cut and bruised and to be a source of pain and discomfort, that he has got the appearance of one who has been punished for what he has done, right? So Jesus is dragged out in front of the people after wearing bottom part, the crown of thorns and the purple robe. Pilate assumes that this will appease the people. The people are not appeased, and they go on and they say, crucify him. Pilate says, here's the man, here's the guy. Are we good now? Are we good? Jesus is, again, fulfilling prophecy. Everything he does is spoken of, at least the big stuff, is spoken of in the Old Testament. We have all these indicators that there will be a Messiah who will, strangely enough, not come in apparent victory, but come in humility and in apparent defeat, suffer and die, and then raise to life because, of course, his path to humility leads to the Father lifting him up. Here's Isaiah 53, Old Testament. This just reminds you of how God really does have a plan and a purpose for salvation that he's carrying out before our eyes in John chapter 19. Isaiah 53. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. We're talking about Jesus here. Nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Caravaggio painted it like this. This man right here who is familiar with pain, that's actually a flattering painting right there. I mean, if you think about it, he's wearing this crown of thorns. He's got this purple robe around him. And here's Pilate just trying to keep the people happy. Jesus knows what it's like to suffer, not because he read about it or because he's heard stories about it or because he's prayed for people who have suffered. He understands suffering. And Isaiah said that he would suffer. And Isaiah said that we would see him and almost despise him because we see this lack of victory. We even see in our own humanity the fact that we are the ones who beat him and subject him and push him downward, and yet Jesus will always, always, always be raised again. This is the promise. This is the promise fulfilled in resurrection. So today, we simply say, here is Jesus. Here is the man who is acquainted with suffering and grief and takes it and sees the greater purpose behind it. He's fulfilling the will of his Father. And best of all, he's motivated by love for you. That's RadCast.